Paris in the summer, where hearts turn to gold. It's gonna be a wild ride. Everyone's invited. CBC and GEM have you covered.
Here comes DeGrasse. It is Summer McIntosh. Goals for Canada.
It all begins July 26th. The world comes alive in a global act of unity. Summer's gonna be popping. Let's go!
Welcome inside the CBC Olympics Digital Studio. I'm your morning digital host, Dale Manuktuk, host of Hot Takes, where I'll be interviewing analysts and athletes throughout the games.
And I'm Meg Roberts, and I'm your evening host. I'm going to be hosting Rise in Stream, which is a segment where you can get all the information on your favorite athletes' events coming up, what you need to tune into.
Now, together, Meg and I will join forces every day at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, to talk about the biggest stories of the day, what's trending, what's the biggest conversation, what to look forward to. Again, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube every day. But today, a special opening ceremony edition of Paris Pulse. Here's what we can look forward to in today's show. We'll obviously break down our favorite moments from the opening ceremony. We'll talk about the stars. You know, we got to talk about the stars. Lady Gaga was there. Celine Dion was there. Many more celebrities. We'll bring in our third digital host, Ariel Helwani, the best of Team Canada and around the world. But first, Meg, your opening thoughts on opening ceremony.
Well, I'm still kind of digesting what we all just saw, but I think it's a combination of, I thought it was fabulous and I thought it was bonkers, both at the same time. And, I love the way it opened. I love the storytelling and the theatrics. I'm a person that loves the theater. So, there was some Les Mis songs in there. Can you hear the people singing? That really pulled at my heartstrings. And I really appreciated the timing between kind of the performances and the video, obviously, because as people sitting here in Canada and across the world, we were seeing that video, and then we're seeing the performance that is happening on the streets of Paris. And there was appreciation for what had to go into that to make that all kind of sing.
You use fabulous and bonkers. I'll use two words too. I'll use epic and romantic. Epic because it's obviously the big city of Paris, the city of light, the city of love, and it was lit up for the Olympics. And obviously romantic because they were on the River Seine, and that was just stunning. What are some of your favorite moments?
Well, I really liked the Lady Gaga performance. I thought it was fun and flirty. Oh, you're giving me a look there, Dale, as if...
That look is because I'm a big fan of Lady Gaga. I've been a fan since The Fame, since Just Dance, since Poker Face and the rest. And I thought this performance fell a little flat. And you talk about the production and the heavy lift of it all. I thought there were some moments during opening ceremony, at least from a broadcast perspective, where I can tell how tough it was to fill 6 kilometers of entertainment. And I thought in some moments, including Lady Gaga's, that she felt small compared to the space that she was in.
That's a fair point. That is a fair point. For us, like I was saying, watching through the television, we got to see it all. But I just was so impressed, too, by her level of French, obviously. I know she sings a lot in French, but I thought it was beautiful. I loved the feathers. I loved the pink. I just thought it was the flirtiest thing. It was just kind of stereotypical France, maybe, in a way.
You know who sung better in French for me? Celine Dion. And how can we not talk about Celine Dion? The comeback. I think about the moment where she looked into Adrian Arsenault's eyes and said, I will sing again. And here she is at the Olympics on the Eiffel Tower singing to the world.
What a perfect storyline for this exact event, too, right? This comeback, like you were saying, she was diagnosed with stiff person syndrome. If you haven't watched the documentary, it is heartbreaking in a lot of ways. So then to see her there up on the Eiffel Tower, she sounded amazing.
It's classic Celine, right? The way she sings, the way she moves her body when she's performing, she's a one of one.
My other favorite moment, I love the dancing on the Notre Dame Cathedral, on the scaffolding there. And I think it was another one of these moments, we watched that cathedral burn in 2019. I could vividly remember watching that. I think a lot of Canadians and people across the world could. And, to see them kind of incorporate that with the dancing and, incorporating kind of the architect and all that, I thought was a really, really nice touch, kind of a bit of a renaissance moment. I love that.
That was a really cool moment for me too, because the way that piece started was they were using the tools and construction to create music. and it reminded me of the Nike basketball freestyle commercials from the early 2000s where people were making music with the dribbling.
Yes.
Right after that, they had the French Revolution kind of piece where they had the beheaded Marie Antoinette, and that led into this French metal piece, and that was just unbelievable for me.
That was an amazing turning point. And I also loved kind of all the chapters they took us through too. I do agree with you in the sense that there was parts maybe in the middle that got a little slow, but each chapter they took you through, and it was so different from the last. Then we went on to an electric dance party.
When the lights went down, when the sun went away, I should say, is when things really turned up for me. And specifically, there was a moment where they had like this kind of Last Supper inspired moment before they had the catwalk going. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was a big dance party in a lot of ways, and I think that the world, we'll see what the reactions are as people digest what just happened.
A lot of cool moments at opening ceremony, a lot of cool moments before opening ceremony. We caught up with our third digital host, Ariel Hawani, who was on the red carpet. Have a look.
Oh, guys, this is unbelievable. I feel like I've hit the career jackpot. I'm literally like right next to the Eiffel Tower. It's right there. I don't know how I ended up here. This is unbelievable. Thank you for having me. We just had the red carpet to the opening ceremony, and a ton of luminaries have just walked the red carpet. Some of them were very nice. Some of them spoke to us. Some of them didn't. Got to speak to some legendary athletes like Tony Parker and Pau Gasol and Carl Lewis and many, many more. This is an unbelievable scene. It rained a little bit. I got a little wet, but you know what? These are some of the things that you have to do in the name of sports journalism.
Ariel, who was maybe the celebrity that made the biggest impression on you? Who was the most exciting?
Okay, so I have two answers for you. Number one, Tony Parker was an absolute mensch. What a great guy. He was very kind and gave us a lot of time. And obviously he's from France, so he's flying the flag very high here. I do have to say, Michael Johnson, I don't think is the biggest fan of mine. And, I asked him about his new track league. I was trying to soften him up. And then, of course, we all remember when he went toe-to-toe with Donovan Bailey back in the day. And so I just wanted to know if some 30 years later, him and Donovan have buried the hatchet.
He said what he said. He said what he needed to say, and I did what I needed to do. Went ahead and kept winning gold medals and left Donovan where he still belongs.
They have not. And he did not like me asking about Donovan Bailey, and he asked me why Canada still asks him about this and why we haven't moved on. Well, guess what, Michael? It was a big deal, and we're all still wondering why you pulled up with the hammy. Also, a ton of people snubbed us, like Serena Williams and Kelly Clarkson, John Legend, Chrissy Teigen, Ariana Grande. Nina Dobrev, who's the girlfriend of Shaun White, snubbed us the worst. Didn't even look at me, wouldn't even sneeze in my direction. And she's Canadian, and she used to be on Degrassi. I thought that was the easiest one to get. But apparently she forgot about her roots. I suggest maybe a revoking of citizenship. That's a crazy thought. I'm kidding about that, by the way, but I was a little disappointed.
They are going to rue the day they snubbed Ariel Hawani, let me tell you.
They will.
Ariel,
You said it, not me.
What a cool assignment Ariel had there with the red carpet. If you want to watch more of that and more of Ariel, you want to watch Paris Tonight live on YouTube at 11 p.m. Eastern. We got to talk about Team Canada. They had their moment on the Seine tonight. Obviously, Andre DeGrasse, Mo Charon, the flag bearers for Canada.
Yeah, absolutely. What a moment for these two, obviously. And, there's a beautiful picture of them there. It's so funny. I think this is so funny. Andre DeGrasse said that he was surprised to be selected for this. He told Scott Russell that in an interview, which is so shocking to me because, you are the face of sprinting in this country. And he said he was nervous. And, maybe I can understand that, but I feel like this is an individual that knows exactly what he's doing. There's a really nice little moment that we've got to show you. This is Team Canada on the boat, a moment that will make Canadians proud. hearing that, it always makes you a little proud. It has to.
I mean, that's the good stuff, right? That's the patriotism that you want to see at the Olympics.
Absolutely. I think we should talk a little bit, they looked awesome. They looked great, pop of color. That red really shone, especially because it was raining so hard. And there was a number of, I feel like, areas where the rain really got in the way.
I mean, you definitely want to pay attention to the fashion that every nation is is wearing at the Parade of Nations. But when it started to rain and people had to put on their rain shells, that really put a damper on the moment.
Yeah, it absolutely did. And I think that they're actually perhaps, not all the athletes go to the opening ceremony. We know this because it's actually a lot of work for people who don't know. Standing outside, especially in a situation like this is historic, obviously, opening ceremony where you're outside. They're outside for a long period of time. That was a long opening ceremony. The elements, you could be cold, you could be hot. So it's a lot on the athletes. So there's a lot of athletes that actually don't go.
When it started to rain, I thought that there was going to be like an epic moment that would be even beyond what we were already watching, but there was no Prince singing "Purple in the Rain" kind of moment there. The thing that came closest was when the two people were performing John Lennon's "Imagine" on the River Seine with the flaming piano. That was pretty cool.
The rain, obviously, we were seeing so much of it on social media about the impacts of the rain. I do think it created a little bit of a backdrop, a little stage, for some of the more dramatic moments. Did you feel that way?
I mean, at times, like I said, I didn't get the moment that I was looking for, where somebody embraced the rain and really took it to the next level. Let's talk about some other moments on those watercrafts, on those vessels. Here's Team USA. There was Emma Navarro posted a picture, a selfie with LeBron James, saying, "I can't believe this is my life." And it needed some context for people who don't know that caption. She provided that context in the next slide in her story, posting the original meme of LeBron James basking in the sun. What a moment.
What a moment. What a great picture. And I think that's what the Olympics really does. We saw so many stars, athletes, but also celebrities who are coming, together for the games. I know Chrissy Teigen and John Legend, Ariana Grande, all of them are there.
They snubbed Ariel, though.
They did snub him, I know, and that would be upsetting. But, it's such a moment where the whole world really comes together, and you can see it in times like the opening ceremonies, obviously. For me, when I saw Serena Williams on that boat, that was mesmerizing to me. Yeah.
She seemed a little woozy at one moment when she stood up, and she had to balance herself, take a deep breath. So I got a little worried for her, but that was pretty cool, especially because she was on that boat with fellow tennis icon Rafael Nadal. I thought that was special.
Yeah, she definitely looked a little bit unwell. And I'm wondering also maybe for the other athletes, people who are on the boat, if you're a little motion sickness, maybe this was not great for you. What do? Take a gravel before?
I don't know. It's a good point.
Yeah, so lots and lots of international talent, stars. I want to switch gears a little bit because I love watching all of the outfits, of course, of all the countries that go past. So we're going to play a little game. It's called Most Likely To.
I'm going to lose this game.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a shot at it.
Okay.
We've got some fun ones for you. Okay, so our first one here, most likely to be going to a garden party. We've got Poland. Look at those floral little outfits they got.
Yeah, those are pretty fresh. I wouldn't invite them to my garden party, though, because my garden is in disarray.
Most likely to show up at your door selling cookies, Guatemala.
Give me a box.
Girl Guide. Yeah, looking maybe a little Girl Guide there, but I like it. Okay, most likely to participate in Casual Friday at the office. Come on, USA. Look at those jeans.
That's such a dope photo with LeBron in the middle in the white.
It is. Most likely to compete in F1 Finland. They do look like they're going to a race.
So there's an example of what I was talking about the rain shell covering the outfit. I'm not down with that.
Most likely to start a new fashion trend. This is Haiti. I love these.
I love this photo too. I love these outfits. The women in the white blazer with the blue trim, the men in the blue denim overshirts.
Yeah. Most likely to be the internet's favorite, Mongolia. These are awesome. Like, what a rock star outfit.
Of course they're going to be the favorite because they got a head start because we saw these outfits days ago.
Yeah, we absolutely did. But they still slayed. I love those. I would I want to see someone in downtown Toronto wearing something like that. Okay, so the Olympics obviously have officially begun. We've seen events prior to the opening ceremonies, but the opening ceremonies change everything. We are day 0, tomorrow's day 1. I have some Meg's must watch for you guys. Okay, so Summer McIntosh is in the pool tomorrow. Everybody wants to see Summer because it's the summer of summer. She's an 8-time world medalist, swims at about 3 p.m. Eastern for the women's 400-meter freestyle. And this is going to be one of the most anticipated swimming races really ever. It's against Australia, Ariane Titmus, and USA's Katie Ledecky. I cannot wait to watch this race. Road cyclist Derek G races tomorrow in the men's time trial at 10:30 a.m. That's Eastern. He's coming off a 9th place finish in the Tour de France. And the reason that this is a really big deal is because he's only the 3rd Canadian to place in the top 10. So I know that he's definitely going to be looking to make his, big Olympic race here. Dale, I know you're really looking forward to this one. The Canada men's basketball team is in action tomorrow.
We got this.
I know, you're going to be eyes on the prize on this one, I know. Coming off this is a big deal because the last time they were in the Olympics was in Sydney, the Sydney Games in 2000. We have not seen this team compete in so long. They play tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern against Greece. And the other event that I'm really looking forward to watching is the surfing, and it starts tomorrow. Sanoa Demphley Olin, she's the first ever Canadian participating in Olympic surfing. You're going to be able to see her tomorrow. And surfing is such an interesting sport at the Olympics because it's actually 16,000 kilometers away from France. It's on an island in Tahiti. And we have a fun little video here from Carolyn Marks of the USA about what the living quarters kind of look like. She's very excited. Look at that view.
Stunning.
Isn't that
Absolutely
gorgeous?
stunning.
And what's so kind of cool about this, as well as we've been hearing from the athletes about, the conditions in the Olympic Village, especially the beds and how hard they are because they're on cardboard. These surfers are actually on a cruise ship right off of where they're going to surf. And I guess the beds, much better. No cardboard beds.
There's definitely a conversation to be had about what are the better arrangements, but they don't get to be part of that full Olympic experience because they're away from the athletes' village. Now make sure that you watch everything that Meg told you to watch, but also make sure that you come back to YouTube at 1:30 p.m. Eastern for our next show of Paris Pulse.
Paris in the summer, where hearts turn to gold. It's gonna be a wild ride. Everyone's invited from the city of light, the city of love.
Catchbird lets it fly. Gold for Maggie McNeil.
And CBC and Gem have you covered. Coast to coast to coast, to the hot Paris sun. The world comes alive in a global act of unity.
Julia Grosso to win it for Canada! Canada gold! Nobody will catch him today.
Cameron Rogers, the world champion.
It all begins July 26th.
This is a performance for the history books.
Find the light and you'll feel the love. Be the love and you'll see the light.
Here comes DeGrasse, accelerating. Gold for Canada. It is Summer McIntosh.
Summer's gonna be popping. Let's go!